who can apply for a work permit from inside Canada. Some foreign nationals can also apply for a work permit after entering Canada, such as 1. Students after finishing studies that are longer than 8 months. Students must apply within 90 days of receiving the final marks, and the study permit must be valid when applying for a work permit. 2. A person who received a temporary resident permit that is longer than 6 months. 3. An in-Canda permanent resident applicant and their family members, such as caregivers, spouse or common law partners, protected persons and H&C applicants. 4. Mexican citizens applying under C.U.S.M.A and U.S. citizens applying under the professional or intra-company transferee C.U.S.M.A categories only. 4 types of workers in Canada. There are 4 types of work programs designed for foreign national workers in Canada. 1. Temporary Foreign Worker Program, TFWP. Temporary foreign workers are usually hired when Canadian employers cannot find a suitable candidate from inside Canada. You need an LMIA-based job offer and also need a work permit to work in Canada as a temporary worker. 2. International Mobility Program, IMP. This program is designed for highly skilled workers and aims to bring talent to Canada so the Canadian economy can benefit economically or culturally. You may or may not need a work permit, depending on the type of work you will be performing. LMIA is usually not required under this type of work permit. 3. International Students under Postgraduation Work Permit Program. Students who finished at least 8 months of study in any of the designated learning institutions are eligible to apply and receive a post-graduation work permit. However, please note, the program that you graduated from must also be an eligible program for a post-graduation work permit. Not all programs from a DLI are eligible. So make sure you double-check your program eligibility for PGWP before you even apply for the program. If you attended a program for less than 8 months, you are not eligible for a PGWP. If the program was for 8 months and less than 2 years, your work permit will be issued up to the same length of your study program. If your study program was for 2 years or more, you will get a 3 years work permit. If you completed more than one program, each for more than 8 months, the PGWP will be issued according to the total duration of these programs. Please note, you can get a work permit only once. If you let it expire and do not apply for renewal or restoration, you cannot get another PGWP. 4. Trade agreements. Canada has signed at least 11 international free trade agreements that facilitate temporary entry for businesspersons. Eligible people need to obtain a work permit. However, they are not required to obtain LMIA first. A few of the international free trade agreements include the Canada-United States-Mexico Agreement, C.U.S.M.A, Canada-Chile FTA, Canada-Peru FTA, Canada-Colombia FTA, Canada-Korea FTA, Canada-European Union Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, CETA, Agreement on Trade Continuity between Canada and the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, CUTCA, General Agreement on Trade in Services, GATS, Canada-Panama Free Trade Agreement, Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, CPTPP. How to find your NOC and code number. Step 1. Go to the search page of the NOC website. Step 2. Enter your current job title. Step 3. The website will show you a couple of job titles. Choose the closest one and dive deep to know the main duties, whether they are matching with your job or not. Step 4. Write down the 5-digit code number, the job title, and tier of the job that is matching with your job. This is all you need from the NOC website. Don't sweat it. Do you need a work permit or LMIA? Generally, all foreign workers in Canada are required to have both a work permit and LMIA. However, some workers are work permit exempted, and some others are LMIA exempted, and there is a small number of workers who are exempted from both work permit and LMIA. Look at this table for further clarification. 1. Temporary foreign workers need both LMIA and work permit. This is the case for most jobs in Canada, including high-wage positions, low-wage positions, and high-demand occupations. 2. International Mobility Program and Francophone Mobility Program do not need LMIA. They only need a work permit to work in Canada. This is also the case for intra-company transferees, self-employed class, entrepreneurs class, high-skilled professionals, citizens of a few countries such as USA, Mexico, Chile, Peru, South Korea, Colombia, Panama, Australia, Singapore, and New Zealand. Also applicable to citizens of most of the European Union, French-speaking foreign nationals, religious workers, and academics. 3. The category of people who are mentioned under S. 186 of IRPR are exempt from both LMIA and work permit. Such people include business visitors, athletes, aviation inspectors, clergy, events/convention organizers, crew members, emergency service providers, examiners and evaluators, expert witnesses or investigators, foreign government officers, foreign representatives and family members of foreign representatives, healthcare students, judges, referees and similar officials, military personnel, news reporters, media crews, performing artists, and public speakers. Types of work permits. There are only two types of work permits that are issued for workers in Canada. 1. Open work permit. 2. Employer-specific work permit. Each type of work permit is explained in the following videos. What is an open work permit? Open work permit. No LMIA required. This type of work permit is not restricted to any employer or job. Therefore, the open work permit holder can work for any employer without the need for an LMIA. In special circumstances, the IRCC can apply certain restrictions on the permit holder despite having an open work permit, such as limiting the employee not to work in the medical sector, or striptease, etc. Please always check the bottom of your work permit for understanding the limitations of your work permit, if any. Who can obtain an open work permit? The following people can obtain an open work permit. 1. If you have been accepted, approved, in a provincial nominee program, such as BCPNP, etc., or in a federal immigration program, such as FSWP, FSTP, CEC, etc., until you receive your COPR, confirmation of permanent residence. 2. Family member of a permanent resident. 3. Spouse of common law partner of a PR or citizen. 4. Spouse of a common law partner of a highly skilled worker who works in Tier 1, 2 or 3. 5. Spouse of a common law partner of an international student enrolled in DLR. 6. Spouse of a common law partner of a provincial nominee. 7. A temporary resident permit, TRP, holder if the permit is issued for more than 6 months. 8. Refugee claimants and convention refugees. 9. In special circumstances, IRCC will issue open work permit to a foreign national who is stuck in Canada and have no other means of support, such as rejected refugees who are not being removed due to moratorium on removal or other reasons. 10. International students after graduating DLR. 11. Family members of foreign diplomats and military to work in Canada. What is an employer-specific work permit? Employer-specific work permits require LMIA too. Temporary foreign workers will be issued employer-specific work permits, in some cases industry-specific work permits, such as agriculture, etc. All the limitations will be written on the work permit, so please read your work permit before starting your work. These are usually but not always low-skilled occupations classified under Tier 4 and 5. These types of permit holders are usually not allowed to sponsor families or apply for other positions, and it is extremely hard for them to become Canadian citizens because they do not have a path to permanent residence or citizenship. The majority of the workers in Canada fall under this category. However, the Canadian government creates public policies that announce transition pathways from time to time for this specific group to transition to PR. However, the creation of such public policies entirely depends on the sole discretion of the Canadian government and may not be available all the time. Types of LMIA applications. There are only two types of LMIA applications that you can submit to recruit a foreign worker. 1. High-wage position. If a position is paying at or above the provincial/territorial median hourly wage, it is considered under stream for high-wage positions. 2. Low-wage position. If a position is paying below the provincial/territorial median hourly wage, it is considered under the stream for low-wage positions. Please note, LMIA is a complicated application. Please always make sure both the employee and employer are eligible to apply for the LMIA. Moreover, that your application is in accordance with current public policy considerations to avoid refusal.